saw through it.
When he was walking away, that was your chance to make him stay. But there was too much useless information in your brain. You said you wanted a break, yeah, it was you who needed space. Hope you know you got it good, and you know you're doing fine. Hope you know that your life's perfect in comparison to mine. No one will ever care if all you do is whine. Just 'cause it's never fair, I mean that it's not ever right.
The truth is, it's never right. I just accepted that to ensure that I didn't die. Sad, sad man. A sad, sad man.
When he was walking away, that was your chance to make him stay. But there was too much useless information in your brain. You said you needed a break, yeah, it was you that wanted space.
You said you've got heart, so utilize that. Come on, if you put out the fire, you might leave the frying pan.
Hope you know you got it good, and you know you're doing fine. Hope you know that your life's perfect in comparison to mine. No one will ever care if all you do is whine. Just 'cause it's never fair, I mean that it's not ever right. It's not ever right. It's not ever right. It's not ever
Here's Pukki, back to Godfrey on the edge of the penalty area, into the box it goes, it's going to run Fernandez! Yeah, my goodness! They've done it! They've done it! They've come from 3-0 down to equalise in the 8th minute of stoppage time!
Good evening and welcome to NR1 Live. And as you can see, the rainbow flag is flying high over Carrow Road this evening. This is the official Rainbow Laces game at Carrow Road this evening against Nottingham Forest. And of course, Norwich City always doing the right thing and standing by with inclusion, as they've done brilliantly over the years. And as you can see, I've got my own scarf, Rob. Just one for me, not for you. Okay. I'll be wearing this proudly tonight as well. But great, Norwich City again. Brilliant inclusion, as they always do, setting standards.
Absolutely, you know what I mean? Like I say, you mean Norwich have always been up there with everyone and doing what they have to do and what they need to do, really. So it's great that they're making a statement, not like everyone is today. So it's really, really good. Yeah, and some positive team news today. As much as we've lost a couple of players, Plachetta's out, Hugo is out. Ben Gibson is out. But back, we have 4 players back, Rob. Yeah. Todd Cantwell, Kieran Darrell, Jordan Hugill and Kenny McLean, who've all had injuries recently, back in the squad, all on the bench though. Yeah, you look at the team, and the team looks really strong. But then all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, where the team have looked quite strong, the bench has been with youngsters. You look at that, and those 4 that have come back, Cantwell, Hugill, Darwin and McLean, I mean, arguably they could get in any other championship side. So to have them on the bench is a real boost, I think, for Norwich tonight. And probably only a week or so ago, many of these players who have come back today would have probably thought they'd gone straight back into the side because of the injury situation and the players in the side. But you know, that just shows just how well the team has done with those players missing. Yeah, no, absolutely. You mean, we've said that it was always going to be a problem, but like I say, the manager, you know, I mean, he trusts his players, he trusts his squad. And like I say, you mean, yeah, they might have thought they would have go back into the team, but listen, you know what I mean, apart from the game at Luton, I thought they did really well against Sheffield Wednesday. It's nice that I think Josh Martin started because that gives him confidence as well. Came on, scored the first goal on Saturday, but like I say, it's easy to drop the youngsters for these more experienced players. But I mean, fair play to Daniel, he's put Josh Martin in, he thinks Josh Martin can do the job, and I think he can as well. Well, he's proved himself, hasn't he? Not only he scored a goal, he's wanted to keep his place in the side because of his endeavour and his work rate and everything he's done within the team, not just because of that goal. And as a youngster, that gives him massive confidence going into the rest of his career because he's thinking I probably could have missed out tonight quite easily. Could have been easy to stick Todd Cantwell straight back in. Yeah, like I said, easy put the experienced ones back in, but fair play to the manager. He's kept faith with Josh, and also, I mean, he was sub on Saturday. He came on and had a massive impact in the last quarter of the game, but he started against Stoke. He started against Luton. I thought he played well against Stoke. You know what I mean? So it does put the marker down for the youngster. Listen, if you go in the team and you show me as the manager that you can do well, then you're going to keep your place now, which is really good. And I think it benefits like the youngsters that have been in and around the first team squad at the moment. Listen, if I get my chance and I do well, I'm in. Yeah, a little bit of inexperience, and someone who's hugely experienced. Yeah. Max Aarons is on his 100th appearance tonight, which is brilliant, isn't it? To someone who's only 20 years of age, making his 100th appearance for Norwich this evening, and you know, he's a youngster, but he has vast amounts of experience already. Yeah, he's one of the stalwarts of the team, isn't he? He sort of like his performances over the last 2-3 years have been really, really consistent. And like I say, there's no reason why all the talk in the summer that he could have been the one that go into these big clubs, because he has done it consistently over the last 2 or 3 years. He's not doing himself any harm, is he? By the way, he's playing, scoring goals. That gets you in the eye again. Absolutely. Coming up to January. Absolutely, but hopefully, I don't think they will sell him in January. But what he's got to do, what Max has got to do more than anything, I think, is maybe improve his end product. And like I say, the scoring the goal on Saturday was really good for him. Yeah. But like I say, he's a stalwart of the team, and at 20 years old, mate, it's fantastic. Well, we can see his stats here, and you've just mentioned it there. You know, his stats generally are fantastic. 86% pass completion. You know, he's 20 years old, 100 appearances already. But like you said, the one thing we've not questioned before, but he needs to add to his game to make him an even better player, is perhaps that on end product, because I don't think his actual assists is probably as high as he would like. No, and this is what the big clubs are looking for now. Like you say, he is a fullback, but I think the top clubs now, they don't want fullbacks. They want fullbacks that are wingers. And when you're a winger, as you well know, you've got to have that assist number up amongst the top in the team, because you'll be one putting the crosses and you'll be the ones delivering it, like the slide rule killer passes and whatever. Like, and if he gets that up to a level, then he's got pace. He can defend 1v1. So is defending not just enough anymore to get himself a big move? You know what I mean? You need to be able to be the complete player and be able to do both as a defender. You look at all the top teams. Liverpool nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, you got Alexander-Arnold and Rich Robertson. Carl Walker at Man. Mate, they just bomb forward all the time, but when they get there, they've got to be more accurate with their crosses, with their passes, and whatever, like, rather than just hitting a cross in, keeping your fingers crossed it goes to one of your teammates. This is the only thing that I think he needs to improve on. He's got everything else, and at 20 years old to play 100 games, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. And we can have a chat to God again now, like we did last week. He's
Yeah.
here. God is in the building. Gossy, thanks for joining us again, mate. I don't know if you get bored of that or not, but I don't get bored of saying it. It's brilliant calling you that.
There's only one.
But just looking at, we just talked about the players coming back into the side today, coming back from injury. That's a boost for Norwich, but it also shows just how well the team has done that they can't get in the starting lineup.
Oh, incredible, really, what they've done. You know, there's so many games they've been unbeaten in now. It's a huge run, and given the fact the amount of injuries that they have had, it's a true reflection on not just the size of the squad, but the quality of the squad as well, where the ones who are on the fringe can come in and get results for the manager and for the club. And this really gives the manager a big headache when everybody is fit. Who is his first 11? What is his lineup when everyone is fit? It's going to be a difficult one. I think Zimmerman coming in this evening, there's no doubt that he's going to settle in. He's a very experienced defender. We know what he can do. I think he can produce an 8 out of 10 every single game. And for me, I think up front, Stiepermann and Buendia, they're the ones to keep an eye on. Branchich naturally, excellent last 10-15 minutes on Saturday, so I'm sure he'll be buoyant. And of course, I do like Skip. I've been watching the midfield zone for quite some time now, and he does give it a lot of stability. He shields up well in front of the back four. He can distribute the ball well too. And the young lads, like I think Rob said, I agree, and it's always been the case. If you do well, or you come in and do well, and you show great attitude in training, I'll keep you in. I'll give you another go. And Max Aarons is a classic example of that. And I've just realised that's 100 games for a 20-year-old. It's a remarkable achievement. He's got 500 league games coming his way easily, and I hope he does, because he's an exceptional player.
Yeah, but all that does, that shows aspiration as well, doesn't it, for those other younger players to say that they have got the opportunities at Norwich City. Being a youngster, you will get opportunities in the first team. But we're going to talk a little bit about Buendia now. We always like to talk about him a little bit, but he's a particular player that we sometimes get frustrated with. But you were here for the last game, Gossy, with the fans back in the stadium. What does that do to him? What kind of player is he? He needs that crowd, doesn't he? You could see his performance, his work rate, his desire. I mean, it's always there, but there was a different Emi Buendia when there's crowd around.
I agree with that. I think he's much more energetic, and I think physically he shows his emotions, not just for him and the teammates, but to the crowd. I remember half time on Saturday, he was punching the ground. He punched the ground 2 or 3 times before he walked off the pitch. And that's him playing up to the crowd, and they feed off each other, and that's only a good thing, isn't it, when players can do that. I feel he's a lot more useful going forward, but I just think he needs the space to do what he needs to do and what he's good at. And I think if you can isolate him in certain areas in space and don't get close to him, just let him do his stuff, roll the ball to his feet, then you'll see the best of him. But when it's congested like it was on Saturday, and probably going to be the same this evening, then he gets a bit angry and a bit frustrated that he can't get it in the space that he's in. And when he does get it, he's closed down quickly, and he's surrounded by too many yellow shirts as well.
Is just his temperament, Gossy, or is that something he can learn? I mean, there's players, we've all come across players like, I mean, Craig Bellamy was the same, just someone I can think of off the top of my head. An angry little man, but a very, very good player, and you didn't want to take that out of him because of what he could do on the football pitch.
Yeah, he was angry, that man, wasn't he? Craig Bellamy did. He went crazy at some stages through the game, didn't he? Having a go at everybody, but he thrives off that. He's an emotional guy, and he's an emotional player, and he wants to get revved up and G'd up, and he wants to get angry to produce the best out of himself. And Buendia is very similar. That's a good comparison you just mentioned there. If he gets his goal, I think he'll be happy and he'll play really, really well. I'm just frustrated that he's not getting enough chances, frustrated that he's not getting enough shots on target and scoring goals and being in a position to score goals. And you want to be the best you can every time you want to go out there and play. And he's one of the players who wants to be man of the match every single game. And that's, again, another big positive for the football club.
Yeah, and he often is, which is fantastic. Gossy, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at half-time. And I'm going to be joined by another high-profile player, a Norwich player here, Rob. We've had God. We're now going to switch from God to the King.
King?
Yeah.
Who's the king?
The King of Spain, there he is.
There he is.
Simon
There he
Lappin,
is.
looking well.
First time I've been called high profile, so thanks for that.
I tell you what, you're very brave sat in front of the pitch there as well. The goalkeeper behind you, that's a prime target for someone just to let that ball run and then you're on the back of the head.
It's set up perfectly, isn't it? I know it's going to happen at some point, but...
Yeah, did they ask you to sit there? They put you in a position there, mate. I would have moved.
Yeah, but I just do what I'm told, Darren. You know how I am.
Keep it right, mate. You've joined us tonight as well. You're just back from a fixture this afternoon with the Norwich CSF, who you work with, and the campaign. Just tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I'm working with the football and education department there, alongside Adam Drury and Ryan Jarvis, where I've been doing a bit of coaching, and it's something I never really planned on. I sort of spoke to Adam about it. They asked me to come in and give it a go. And I've been there 3 years now and I love it. It's a great experience and try and pass on a bit of my wisdom to some of these younger lads.
Fantastic, you've got plenty of it. You're old enough now. Not quite as old as me and Rob, but you're getting there. Let's have a look at Forest now. And Chris Hughton is someone you'll know well. You played under him. Just tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, I worked with him for about 6 months towards the tail end of my time at Norwich. And I think a lot of people will look at it as maybe a bit negative, defensive, but I think he's just, here we go, just in time as that bounced by my face. But he's more an organised team, the way he'll set his side up. He gives his team a platform to play. I wasn't at the game this Saturday, but speaking to Adam, Darren, yourselves, Sheffield Wednesday under Tony Pulis will sit, and I imagine it'll be the same tonight again with Chris. He'll come here and make it difficult for Norwich, especially the position they're in at the moment. I think confidence will be a premium for them at the minute. So I think Norwich, if they start on the front foot, don't give any encouragement to Forest, get after them early doors. Hopefully we can get another 3 points on the board, but it's not going to be easy. You guys know what it's like in the Championship. Anybody on their day can beat anybody, so Norwich need to be at the top of their game. But also, I think on Saturday it showed that patience is key as well. It might take that 80, 85 minutes to break a team down and to get the goals that are obviously going to give them the 3 points.
Yeah, and just very quickly, there's nothing in this league to fear now, is there? We've all said it. There's nothing. He's played virtually everyone so far now. Norwich are in a really good position.
Absolutely, nothing to fear. You know what it's like when you're playing but full of confidence. You just bounce from one game to the other. Another game, it's great to see the crowd in. They'll get behind the boys. A game under the lights at Carrow Road. So it's, I'm delighted to be here, and hopefully they can put on a performance for everybody. Oh, another one just by my head there. I was close.
Yeah, watch out, mate. We'll let you turn around. We're going to catch you again at half-time. We're just coming to a presentation now. But thanks for joining us, mate. We'll see you at half-time. Great to see him back as well, isn't it? All these Norfolk's that way, isn't it? It holds people in the area.
Yeah.
I mean, you're West Country like me.
I know.
You know, you ended up settling
30
here.
years, mate. Ridiculous. 30 years I've been up here. It's a great place. People say they come and you play and retire here, and it's not the worst place to retire, is it? But I think it's great that, like you talk about the CSF, Adam's involved.
It all comes down to people like Delia and Michael.
Absolutely,
and
it's a family. It's a family, mate, and we all know that. And it's sort of like it's so welcoming, like the club, everything about the club. And I think it's good now that they realise that ex-players, whether they've played like 100 years ago, like me and you, or recently.
Well, hang on, it's 100 years ago.
But like you say, like me, you and Gossy, and then you've got Holty around here as well. You've got Hux. That was another level. Then you got Adam and Laps, another level. You know what I mean? Like so it's really good. And to be fair, the good thing about it, we all get on as well. And it's just a general conversation, isn't it? You know what I mean? When we come, you just get into that conversations about football, what we played, when they played, and it's fantastic, and it's really good that the club now, I think, appreciate the value of ex-players coming in because the fans love it as well.
Yeah, and you say about appreciate. Do you think now the football club's in a position where actually what's happened has kind of almost brought everybody together again and appreciate us being around, us appreciate the fans being around, and it just feels it's nice to have everything back again.
All we want, and all of us want, we want Norwich to be as successful as they can be. You know what I mean? They went up to the Premiership. We love that. They've come down now. We want them to get back into the Premiership. We just want what's best for Norwich City Football Club. Like I say, you look at the stadium, the training ground, everything about it. Delia there coming out, she's got a rapport with the fans as well. That doesn't happen in any other club. You know what I mean? Like a high-profile figure like Delia, she just loves this club. She's a massive fan, like we all are. And like you say, we just want them to get back up into where they belong.
Absolutely unique, and we love it. And back to the football, another great result on Saturday, a late one again. But we can see the highlights from Sheffield Wednesday now. We're going to talk over these as we're doing it. And, you know, it was a fairly even game, wasn't it? And Sheffield Wednesday, well, Norwich had plenty of the possession, but you know, we talked about Sorensen here being typical. That's a right foot playing on the left, isn't it? It's no other thing he can do there to be able to, unless trying to whip it with his left foot. But he gets a shot on target. But what else could he have done with that?
Yeah, he's not going to be the keeper from that. You basically, if you're a left footer, you drive in and then you pull it back for a tap in from 5 yards. But like I say, it was a tough performance. Sheffield Wednesday were well drilled.
And we can see Max Aarons is defending here. Yeah. Sometimes he's not at it, but I mean, he got that was great play by the Sheffield Wednesday forward as well. Sometimes you get done.
Sometimes you hold your hand up. That doesn't happen very often from Max Aarons. 1v1, I think he's one of the best in the division. Definitely one of the best. But like I say, it was a. They had a lot of possession. They have a lot of possession all the time.
And here's Placheta. This is what we talked about before. I don't know if our producer can just roll that one back in terms of that cross there. If we go back, so we were saying last week about how he could improve his game. And he gets into the position there. If you just roll that forward, and if I ask you to stop, producer, when we can, Joe, if I'm just going to say stop. Okay, if you say stop now, stop. Oh, they can't. So stop there. So okay, he hits the ball head height to try and get it into Timo Pukki in that area. Yeah. Now, as a left winger, I'd be smashing that across this goalkeeper along the floor, in that area across the 6-yard box. Or, where's the other place?
You're back
dig it up to far post where the bodies are.
Because you look at the defenders, the last line of defenders, when the opponent's got the ball where Placheta's got it now, they're always going to, it's in their mindset to go back towards the goal. If someone stays out, like I think it was Buendia there, and it's just a lofted pass, it's a free header or you can control it. But that's where you've got to be your decision making as a winner.
It's almost trying to pick someone out rather than pick an area out because of the bodies. But this is what we talk about picking someone out, is when Sheffield Wednesday scored. Yeah. When you do only have one in the box, you've got to pick someone out.
Like one player, and there was 6 Norwich players in the picture there. It's just a great ball. It's a fantastic ball. Just one thought in his mind. He knows he can deliver that, and someone with that ability to put it across, do it.
Yeah, and here's the equaliser for Norwich as well. Again, coming nice and central, a couple of neat little passes. Vrancic coming on, of course, and making the difference. And I think Josh Martin gets his goal.
I think what's different there, when Placheta was playing out wide, he sort of like runs in, but he runs across everyone. Whereas Josh Martin was making a run from deep, and I think as a defender, that's a bit more difficult, because if someone comes along the side of you, it's just a case where you pass him on. If someone's coming from in front of you, it's a different one because you don't know who to do it.
Yeah, and Max Aarons again with a great finish. Again, we said he doesn't get enough goals. He got the winner on Saturday, and probably late goals for Norwich again. But again, when he gets into these positions, he's really good, but he has to have someone to bounce it off. And again, Vrancic was the man again, making the run, because he wouldn't have had nothing to hit. He wouldn't have had a 1-2 to play. It'd have been very difficult to get a shot away. But what Vrancic does is he pulls into that hole to create the space as well.
It's awareness of Max's run as well when he's played that. It was fantastic, and like I say, it was evident. Vrancic was involved in both the goals. It was only when Daniel made the tactical situation, the switch of changing putting Sorensen as a holding midfield player where Vrancic was, putting Placheta out as the left back, basically, so he can come in.
We're just going to roll that back again a little bit as well, if we can, Joe. If you just roll back just before Timo Pukki plays the pass. That's it, stop there. And if you just roll it forward. And I'm just going to watch this now. This is Tyrese Omotoye, as a 18-year-old kid, telling Timo Pukki, I want the ball in there, I want to get the shot away. You're 2-1 up, you think he'd just stay out of his way, wouldn't you? But that shows the confidence that he's got, and the confidence the manager's installed in him and the players installed in him to actually want the ball and get his goal, even though it's such a close game.
Yeah, and talking about Tyrese...
He could hit, couldn't he? He's in that situation, 2-1 up, he stays out of the way, hides away.
And I heard Daniel on the radio today talking about the young players and how impressed he's been with them as well. And you won't have it on the VT, but in the last minute, Tyrese got it. Like, he basically, do I go through on goal here or do I go to the corner flag? That's experience, and that's what Daniel was on about. He told them when he went on, listen, you don't get yourself offside. If you get the ball, you take it into the corner. As a manager, you're telling like a 17, 18-year-old kid, them. And it's easy in the midst of the game, think, no, I want to score a goal. Yeah. He's doing what the managers tell him to do.
And to put that into context, just going back to when I played, I remember playing down at West Ham. We were 2-1 up. And Megson was manager at the time, not long after the European run. And I've gone into the corner. I'm still quite young, and I'm thinking, I'm going to whip the ball. It's a great ball in, to be fair. The keeper plucked one, pinged it straight at the other end and scored. Meggie absolutely hammered me after the game.
There you go.
But I had to learn then, it actually probably wasn't the best thing to do. But at the time, it was like, I'm trying to score another goal. It's that youthful exuberance, isn't it?
Because I've got to do that, because if I don't do that, I might not be in the team for the next time. But they're realising, listen, the manager picks the team. If I'm doing what the manager tells me to do, the likelihood is I'm going to be in and around the first team for a long time, because a manager loves a player that listens. And like I say, for a 17, 18-year-old to do that, rather than go on and goal, is fantastic. And But it's just another thing. The youngsters there, they see what's going on around them. To have a manager that believes in them, they're going to listen to what he's saying.
But that comes from the manager giving them the experiences to do that, and he's always done it, Daniel Farke. And we can see here about the Norwich City Academy graduates that have been previously: Jamal Lewis, Max Aarons, Todd Cantwell, Adam Ida, Josh Martin, and they've all scored within their first 12 appearances, and some defenders as well. So, you know, not only has he given them the opportunity to play, they're proving themselves, and every single one of those names we've seen there is going to be, you know, a long-term player for Norwich. You can see
they're either going to be a long-term player for Norwich,
or they're going to
earn Norwich a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, one or the other. I mean, two have already gone on in the summer. So listen, Daniel is doing it in the right way. He knows if a 35-year-old is the right time to play it instead of a youngster, he'll do that. He knows if a youngster is the time to put the youngster in the mix, like he's done with Josh Martin.
Yeah.
I'll put them in. It's fantastic. That's what the manager gets paid for. It's his decisions. You live by it, you fall by it. But at the moment, and especially on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday, he made the decision, tactical. It wasn't too many like coming off the bench. It was within the team. And like again, if you've got a team that can change from within their other sort of plan B, which they did on Saturday, and it went on to win the game. And just a little thing, I don't think Norwich would have won the game on Saturday. I think a lot of it was to do with the 2,000 people in here as well.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. You mean they were giving them the energy, like we said they would try. But like when they made it, they cheered them on and they lifted them on. And they took them to the end. And I think they had a massive part to play in that win on Saturday, the 2,000. And hopefully they can do it again tonight.
I mean, just how much of a part, though? Because we say that, would they have Norwich perhaps settled at 1-1 and thought a point had been enough? But because they had the fans behind them, that everybody goes, right, let's go again.
Of course it is. I mean, they sensed it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 2,000 people sensing it.
And it affects Sheffield Wednesday as well, not just the home team. The away team are like, we're under it here. We can see it again.
Absolutely, they sensed it. Like I mean, when we got to 1-1, they think, hang on a minute, let's give them a bit more energy. Let's cheer it. Let's make the shouts a bit louder and whatever. And it happened. It happened. Like I say, Sheffield Wednesday just went back and back and back, and the energy that these 2,000 gave to Norwich on Saturday was unbelievable at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was. And the last time Norwich played Nottingham Forest here was a cracking game, an unbelievable game. Take a look at this.
Found it difficult to score against them so far. Max Aarons dribbling the ball into his own area, losing it to Matt Cash, who scores. Oh, that's a bad mistake from Max Aarons, who's been so solid in his first season in the first team. They have a free kick on the right-hand side, which will be bent in by Lolly towards the near post. Oh, Krul just about gets there, and then the rebound has been smashed into the net. Poor defending from Norwich City, undone from a set piece, and it was Robinson who reacted and puts the ball into the roof of the net. It's Norwich 0, Nottingham Forest 2, and the Canaries' proud and long unbeaten record is under serious threat at Carrow Road now. 2-0 to the Forest. Up to Carvalho. Carvalho always found Lolly in the penalty area to the left of goal. He cuts it back. This is the chance for Matt Cash. 3-0 Forest. Nottingham Forest are 3 up now. And this is looking like too much of a mountain to climb for Norwich City. The Canaries have been so good in recent weeks, but their unbeaten run is coming to an abrupt halt here. Got to score in the next couple of minutes, you feel, if they've got any chance of salvaging something. Pukki gives it to Vrancic. 25 yards out, Mario Vrancic, low shot, deflection! There's one back! Norwich have scored, 13 minutes to go. Vrancic caught that one brilliantly. Big deflection, wrong-footed the goalkeeper, and Norwich City have got themselves back into this game. They've found Onel Hernandez on the right-hand side. Hernandez comes through one challenge brilliantly. Hernandez across goal, Rhodes! He's touched it in! Jordan Rhodes has touched it in! This is 3-2 now! With almost 4 minutes of stoppage time played! Norwich City have not given this one up! Fans are chanting still. Daniel Farke's watching on his haunches on the side of the pitch. Great pass from closer. We've had the 7 minutes of stoppage time. They might get one more chance. Hernandez with the cross, which is blocked. And if Forest clear, that might be the game. They've missed it. Here's Pukki. Back to Godfrey on the edge of the penalty area. Into the box it goes. It's good run for Hernandez! Yeah! My goodness! They've done it! They've done it! They've come from 3-0 down to equalise in the 8th minute of stoppage time. There are bodies everywhere on the pitch. The Norwich coaching staff, Daniel Farke, they're all there. They're all on the field. That is some comeback, even by Norwich City standards. It's 3-3. Hernandez took it brilliantly. What a match! A Christmas cracker on Boxing Day at Carrow Road. And even by the Canary standards, that is something else. 3-3 in the 8th minute of stoppage time.
I mean, it was a brilliant game, but actually probably not. We've seen some better ones than that over the years. But you know, that's the way Norwich do things, isn't it? They come back, and actually, Mario Vrancic scoring that goal was the first one in that game to score a goal for Norwich. And we've got some stats we can have a look at here now. You know, 10 goals and 7 assists in the Championship season previously, which is really good. So why has he found it so hard to make that change into the Premier League? Is it just literally the standard?
Yeah.
Is this his home? Is this his level? You know, where he's doing best?
Quite possibly, mate. Quite possibly, because the Championship is a tough league. There's some really, really good players in here, and I think sometimes you got to say this is my level to be a great Championship player.
Arguably, was he given the opportunities in the Premier League? Though a lot of fans were saying, you know, he's not played as much. He's not been given the opportunities. Kind of asking to see him. I
think maybe you look at him on Saturday. Have you not played him as a 10? He's the one. Those balls he played on Saturday were fantastic killer passes that a number 10 can do all the time. I know Stiepermann's played in, but you look, there's a bit more guile about Vrancic and Stiepermann. Stiepermann's a bit more brawn about it, but he's probably played a lot as a number 6 or an 8, the deeper lying one. And in the Premiership, when you defend a lot, you ain't going to have that luxury of a number 10, but he's definitely got the ability, because we've seen enough over the last however many months where he's been doing it. He is a master at providing chances.
Absolute match winner at this level, without a doubt, and hopefully he can do it again tonight. Enjoy the game. We'll see you at half time.